So this video is for test number 7 and the distributive property. Some people have difficulty with the distributive property, but they don't have trouble with bed mass. And if we look at this, we know that we want to work the brackets first. 2 plus 4 gives us 6. Then we do the multiply, because brackets are always first. 7 times 6 is 42. But what if we did it just a little bit differently? Would we get the same answer? Instead of doing the brackets first, what if we do something that looks like the distributive property? And we take the outside number and we just multiply them both by both numbers on the inside first. So 7 times 2 and then 7 plus 7 times 4. So 7 times 2 is 14, and I add that to 7 times 4, which is 28. Add those two numbers together, and lo and behold, I get 42. So I get the same answer as if I were to do bed mass or brackets first and then multiplying. And this is the distributive property, because in the brackets, sometimes I'm not going to get two different numbers. I'm sometimes going to get a variable. So if I do another one, so let's say 7 again, and I multiply, and this time I'm going to put a variable in there. So I have x plus 8. Now I can't add the things in the brackets anymore because I don't know what x is, so I can't no longer use bed mass, but I can use the distributive property. And the outside numbers multiply by both the inside numbers. So 7 times x, and even though there's nothing written there, there is always a 1, and that gives me 7x plus 7 times 8, which is 56. Because I have that x there, I just leave it as that. All right? If that's what the question says and it says simplify, that is my answer, 7x plus 56. Okay? So let's try a different example. This time we'll use 7 again. We'll use an x. And this time we're going to change the sign of the second number. Okay? Same thing applies. I'm going to multiply the outside number by the two numbers on the inside. So the first thing I'm going to do is 7 times x, which gives me 7x. And then I have to recognize the sign. It's -3. So when I multiply 7 times -3, I'm going to get -21. So it's really important to keep the signs consistent. People mess this up all the time. So make sure that you recognize that what the sign is and keep it consistent. Remember your sign rules. Try a third example. This time we're going to put a different number in front of the variable. We're going to have a coefficient in front of the variable. And this time we're going to play with two different variables just to mess with you, and we're going to have a negative sign. So we're going to make it super difficult. So try this one on your own. You can pause the video if you so choose. My name is Mr. J, and my favorite part of math is circle geometry. So hopefully you got a chance to try it out. If you didn't, pause the video, give it a shot. But if we want to do it together, here we go. The number out in front multiplies by the first number inside the bracket. 3 times 2 is 6, and the a stays the same. I have a minus sign there. 3 times 1 is 3, and the variable stays the same. So this time my answer has two different variables in it, 6a minus 3b. Okay, we're going to try one more here, just to make sure that you have it. So this time I'm going to put a negative number out front, -3. Let's see here, we'll go a, and then I'm going to go minus 3b there. Okay. So this time, again, very same thing. This time I'm not going to draw the arrows. -3 times a. Okay, I'll draw the arrows. Will give me -3a. -3 times -3b gives me a positive. That's really important. Remember your sign rules. A negative times a negative gives us a positive. The sign switches there. Good luck on your next test.